I spent 4 to 5 years of my life drifting through the dating game, completely clueless like a lost NPC. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're doing the same. But what if you could skip the side quest girls? What if you can find where the actual good girls are? And what if you could know exactly how to actually attract them in a non-douchebag way? That's exactly what I did. And I'm about to show you the exact step that took me from 5 failed relationships to happily married at 19 in the quickest way possible. Let's get started. Listen, because of the modern state of man, where a man's mindset is, unfortunately, and how deprived the average man is, and I don't say that in like a red pill way, I'm just how lonely the average man is. Men have made women kind of like their idol. They chase just any single girl they can find. If she breathes, she's being chased. They are like creeps. Like, I don't know if you've talked to the genuine, like, average man. It's grotesque the way they view a woman, the way that they incessantly desire. And you probably, as uncomfortable as it feels, you probably feel like this. You probably can't stop thinking about finally being in a relationship, about finally being with a woman you can take seriously, about finally having a relationship that actually works. And here's what I'm here to tell you. Sitting there and chasing every woman possible, you need to stop doing. That's the first step of the system. You have to stop treating this like trying to catch Pokemon. The game is not as many as possible. You are not trying to catch them all. I'm going to be very honest with you. I did this for a large point of my life. I mean, you don't get into 6 failed relationships without trying to catch every woman you run into. You don't. It just doesn't happen. I'm being very blunt with you. I don't like admitting this, but I went through this part of my life where the goal was just to catch as many as possible. And once I caught one, the game was over for me. I felt bored. I didn't actually want to take a relationship seriously. A lot of the reasons my relationships failed were generally my fault. But it came to a point in my life where I realized how empty that game was. How I realized how meaningless that game was. What you need to start doing instead is you need to get ultra specific about the woman you want. Identifying your target. What sort of woman you want. Like, visually really imagine her. How does she look? Now, obviously, she's not going to look exactly how you imagined her, but just for a basic outline, how does she look? How does she talk? How does her voice sound like? What does she do? What is her character? How does she act? How would she act in certain situations? What are her hobbies? What are her family goals? How many kids does she want? Actually think about the woman you want for your dreams. Actually think about the woman you can literally live the rest of your life with. Actually think about the woman you entrust your legacy, your blood, and your kids with. Think about it, right? You don't want to leave your kids to some random woman that doesn't even care about them, do you? Once you have that woman identified and written down, this is where most guys mess it up. They identify the right girl, but then act like total noobs who don't understand where to actually find her. Which is why you probably swear your dream woman doesn't exist, but she does exist. You just haven't looked into the right areas because you do not know how to identify the right areas. That's what we're going to do in step number 2. Now, I want to ask you a really retarded question. If I asked you that you had to find me a natural grown pineapple, and let's say for some reason farms didn't exist, it was just naturally grown in the middle of nowhere, and I want you to find me a naturally grown pineapple, and I told you I would fly you anywhere, any state, any place, any country, but you have to come back with this pineapple or I'm killing you and all of your kids. Are you flying to Antarctica? Are you flying to Greenland? No? Why? Because the chances that you find a pineapple in the middle of a fucking glacier are 0 to none. Now, why do I bring up such a stupid example? Because that's exactly what you do with the woman in your life. You sit there and you finally identify the woman you want. You know exactly the woman you want. You know the sort of woman she is. You know how she acts. You know how she is with kids. You imagine how she will look at you, how she respects you, how she facilitates your goals, how she moves your goals forward, how she actually raises your kids right, how she actually treats you right, and actually cherishes you in your presence. You imagined all of that. You know it. You know exactly who she is. And then you go to a bar to try to find her. And then you go to Tinder to try to find her. And then you go to Bumble and try to find her. What are you doing? So if you're one of these men that's genuinely doing this, what are you doing? Can you find a pineapple in Antarctica? No. Can you find a good woman worth marrying in the middle of a party? Probably not. So stop looking in these areas. Stop looking in these degenerate areas. Stop looking in these dating apps. Stop going to these parties to think that, oh, well, I have to go to a social event to find a woman. Where else am I going to find her? Idiot. It's very simple. This is where you find her. Take that list of exactly who your woman is and her hobbies, more specifically, her hobbies, her interests, what she does, and go to those places. If she likes to read and you like to read, and that's why you want to marry a woman that likes to read, go to a library. Talk to the people in that library. Get to know people. If you like that she works hard, I don't know why you would like that, but it's the only example I can think of right now. You think you're going to find her, in a group of girls that all they do is brain rot all day? No, you're not. If you want a woman that believes in God, you think you're going to find her outside of a church? You think you're going to find her at a bar, at a feminist rally? I mean, obviously you're not going to those to find women, but you get my examples, right? It's ridiculous to look in an area where she obviously won't be. Instead, since you know what sort of woman she is, based on what you wrote down, go to where that sort of woman would be. Now, obviously, you're not going to encounter the woman perfectly. My wife was not who she is now when I met her. But if you're really trying to find a person and you're trying to avoid all the excess bullshit, don't look in bullshit areas. And now the last step of this is very simple. Actually be the man she would like to be. That dream woman you want. You know where she is. Let's say she is right in front of you. You see her. You've locked eyes. You know this is the one magically, divinely revealed to you. This has to be your woman. And you've pulled up to the right places, duh, because she's right there. But guess what? If you're not the right person for her, she won't care. And if you're sitting there and going, well, Gonzalo, how do I become that man? Here's what I did that you can do. You have the list. I'm telling you, that's literally all you need to do this whole speedrun. You have the list of who she is. Use what I call the mirror method. Take the list, flip it. I want her to be passive. Well, then I have to be, commanding. I have to, actually be assertive. I want her to be obedient. Well, then I have to be a good leader. But the whole point is that you ask yourself, a passive woman or a woman that has the traits I want, what would she want in a man? A woman that has the hobbies I want, what would she want in a man? Probably the same hobbies, right? You just literally mirror that list, put your name on top, and become that man. And if you pull up to the right places, you get to actually socialize in those right places. You know the woman you want, and you actually stick through and you actually become that man. I promise you in due time, you will meet the woman that's right for you when God deems it so.